your positions. Enemy has A. Friendly Hellstorm inbound.
What's going on, guys? Great Disciple here. Want to welcome you to my channel. First, let me thank Thunder for posting this video. It means a lot. Been watching you since Black Ops 1. Man, I can remember you running around with an RPG on your back for the sole purpose of killing the guys who fell into Second Chance. Man, that brings me back. You know, I started my Call of Duty journey, for lack of a better word, back in Black Ops 1. And when I started in the game, I was awful. I'll tell you how bad I was. I would go into boot camp and I could barely pull a 2KB against bots. You know, I was one of those guys who would capture your home flag and run and hide in the corner with Ghost and wait all game for people to come and try to take that flag. And I could only take on one guy at a time. And I would finish that map after 10 minutes. I'd be like 7-6 and I'd be so happy. I'd have a buddy of mine with me and he was just as bad as me, but he ran around and he would finish like 4-40. Oh man. Well, I wanted to get better at the game, and he had talked to one of his friends about it. He said, you know what, go to YouTube. Supposedly there's some guys on YouTube, which at that point, I never even heard of YouTube, and they posted their gameplays, and maybe it'll help us get better. So I go onto YouTube, I find a guy, I think it was XJobs, and here he was. He was amazing. I think he was like 14, 15 years old, and he's talking about what he's doing and why he's doing it, setups, guns, and kill streaks, and I watched, and I got better. And then I started watching other guys, the Market J, Thunder, Wings of Redemption, believe it or not, Woody's Gamer Tag. I mean, any of the big names. And then there were a lot of YouTubers who came and went during that time too. And after watching YouTube, I got better, and my KD went up, and I won games, and I was that dominant player in the lobby that everybody wanted to team up with. And then something happened. I don't know if it was after Black Ops 2, sometime around Ghost, YouTubers stopped talking about the game. I think some of the bigger YouTubers started giving their opinions and they started doing vlogs. And I get it, you want to break up the monotony, but let's not forget that the reason we all come to YouTube is not just to listen to people's opinions. We want to get better at the game, at least I do. The YouTubers that I watch today are the ones that I think can show me something that I don't already know. Because that's what it's all about for me. I want to be better. I want to be better. And I don't want to waste my time. You know, I'm a little bit older. You know, I'm in my 30s. And listening to a 15-year-old give me his opinions on life just doesn't really flow with me. Because once you get older, you realize that back in those years, you don't really know what you're talking about. No offense to anybody, but you'll see this as you get older. So I started my channel recently with the introduction of Black Ops 3 with the goal of helping people get better at the game and their lives at the same time. And so I wanted to talk to you guys about that a little bit because I get messages. Man, ever since I started my channel, I get messages from people. Hey, check me out. Hey, come look at my gameplay. First off, if you want me to watch one of your gameplays and like it, please have a commentary. I don't just want to watch you run around and with music blasting in the background. I mean, I want to hear what you got to say. And the other thing, if you want me to watch one of your videos, please let it be at least a 3KD gameplay. I don't want to watch you die 15 times and kill 19 guys and you tell me how amazing you are because you hit a snipe in the second round of domination. I want to see you do something that either I can't do or I can rarely do. And I want to see you do it with a gun that I like or one that I think I should play with. So let me talk to you about it a little bit. If you guys struggle with gameplays, which I'm starting to notice that a lot of people do, there's some basic rules that you can follow in Call of Duty. I made a list of 17. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to go over all of them, but here's a few. Some of them will make sense. Some of them you're probably going to disagree with me on, but just bear with me. The first one, probably the most controversial, lower your sensitivity. It doesn't matter how fast you can turn if you can't hit your shot. I watch kill cams in these games, and these guys are playing on 10, 12, 14 sensitivity, whipping around. They're missing 90% of their shots. Here's my rule of thumb. If your accuracy is 25% or higher, you're playing on a really good sensitivity. Okay? You have to be able to hit somebody. All the way back in Black Ops 1, my sensitivity I played on was a 2 or a 3. You guys may think that that's crazy. Well, that's the sensitivity that most professionals play on, because it's more important to hit your shots than to be able to 180 drop shot somebody. So lower that sensitivity until you can get your accuracy up to at least 25%. You got to know the limitations of the weapon you're playing with. I don't care if it's your favorite weapon in the game, you cannot use it in every single map. You have to know your routes. Big one, if you are outmatched, do not be afraid to run away from the engagement. Man, I'm in these games with these people, and I have one of the strongest head glitches in the game. They keep feeding me kills, and the whole time I'm just sitting there thinking, there is no way you are going to kill me off this head glitch if you keep on coming back. You have to know when you're beat and stop running the same route. And that brings me back to the same thing. Don't go for revenge kills. And if you want a high KD, understand that people are going to come back for revenge kills. It's just a tendency of people in the game. Big one right here, reloading. After you kill a guy, don't reload your weapon. Wait. See, people die so quickly in Black Ops that they're coming off spawn at the same time. And if you know anything about tendencies in the game, people tend to run the same routes. So, where you see one, you're more than likely going to see 2 or 3 other guys. So after you kill a guy, train yourself not to reload. Count in your head, 1, 2, 3, then reload. And when you do reload, don't reload out in the middle of the map. Back up, duck behind cover, get behind a wall, move back towards your spawn and reload. Man, I watch guys reload right in the middle of the map in B. Which brings me to another one. If you want a high KD, stay away from the middle of the map. You want to keep a wall on one of your sides at all times. You know, you can only watch so many areas at once. So if you're running out into the middle of the map, you are too vulnerable on too many sides, you're going to die. You want to play on the outskirts of the map. Any good player in this game that maintains a high KD and a good win-loss is going to play on the edges of the map. Alright? Big one here, mini-map. Mini-map is your rear view mirror in your car. Rule of thumb, wherever your team is, chances are the enemy isn't. Okay? Play off of your teammate's position. So, if you want to get a lot of kills, you want to move towards the enemy spawn. Look at where your team is and move away from them. You know, I could sit here and bore you all day with rules. Come watch my gameplays, watch the one in the background, you'll see how I move around the map. Really important. If you want to get better at the game, if you want to have a successful YouTube channel, in my opinion, you've got to be able to do things in your gameplay that will bring people to you. Your gameplay is going to draw them in. Your opinion and your voice, your attitude is going to keep them there. All right? Thunderman, I've been watching you for a long time. You're an inspiration to all of us. It's just enjoyable watching you play. I know you do team deathmatch. I'm not a big team deathmatch player. I find it boring. Until the end of the life cycle of a game, where pretty much the only lobbies you're going to find are in team deathmatch, I stay away from it. Just because even though I can average, 30, 35 kills in a team deathmatch, it's just the flow of the game is so exhausting. But watching you play with the streaks you play with and the commentary you put up with it, I like it, man. I do like it. You guys, I hope you learned something. If you did, let me know. Come over to my channel, check me out. I do a lot of live comms. I like to talk whenever I'm playing, so you can understand, kind of like back in the day, Inside the Mind of X-Johns, so you can see why I'm doing what I'm doing when I'm doing it. All right? Man, I hope to see you guys soon. Have a great day. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a good one.
Monday, it's 10:30, and it's time to party with your excellent host, Gray Disciple. Party on, Gray. Gray's Mail.
Good evening everybody, and welcome to the news. We're heading straight over to the Grey Disciple with the real fake news. Over to you, Grey.